Hello everyone, my name is Zatagod. Today I will be going over all 171 different passwords inside the Book of Bill. It's a website. I takes me a while, so I do apologize, but I will also be doing dramatic readings of every single one of the portfolio copies, all the little pages as well. So, with that, I hope you enjoy. Now, firstly, I will be going over what exactly happens if you put in something that is wrong. So we're just going to put in something. You get an X. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do all the clickable items on screen. First, we have this. Failed portal attempt number 47, Atlantis. I should have known better than to try advanced construction with a species that didn't have opposable thumbs. The Finterdorsmentation portal was as hard to use as it was to say out loud. No wonder these tuna net bound squeaky toys didn't become the dominant species. Learn to operate a hammer, then we'll talk. We then have the gold tooth. Lucky you. Get a death-free card. Rip. Print out this card and swallow it for 1 free resurrection. What? Only used in participating realities. Must renounce all other gods. Void without subtract infinites. And then you can print it out. I did print it out because I thought it'd be funny. We have this. The Cipheroticon. 'Twas once believed that ghosts and demons were invisible to man, but these crank-operated quadromolecule ciphers form, once visible only to fortune tellers and few rare species of shrimp, shall be at last, I don't know what that says, revealed. I thought shall at least be something revealed. See cipher before he sees you. Powered by optical surgery made from ground up bumblebee eyes. Let the power of bumblebee eyes work for you. For added effectiveness, we advise charging the Cipheroticon by staring directly at a source of all light, the sun. Bill Hunter Almanac. Every fact we have unearthed about the fiend is collected herein for only 1 penny a volume. We have even collected some jokes. Example, knock knock. Whom calls? The eradication of Bill's cipher. That is whom. Joke complete. I will also apologize. I'm currently dealing with a lot of pain for my wisdom teeth, so it's kind of hard for me to speak at the moment. Then we click on the book. Dipper, if you're reading this, then I am dead. Kidding. Sorry, Stanley thought it would be funny. Haha. We're currently out shopping for harpoons to prepare for our trip to the Arctic. I had a hunch you might sneak into my old lab while I was away, despite my many warnings not to. Good on you. Curiosity enriches the mind of the cat, they always say. Before I hurl the book into the bottomless pit, I have been experimenting on it, extracting any last secret I can yet send from within. It seems it is always changing, reflecting the tortured mind of its author and reader alike. Feel free to take this rainy day to pause and to peruse any extra pages, you may find down here at your leisure. But be warned. Prolonged exposure to ciphers tricks can lead to madness. Then again, you and Mabel are 13 now. You're probably old enough to handle any demonic curse that comes your way. Just remember to stick together. A true mighty hunt isn't about the mystery, it's about who you're hunting with. Finally, I understand that. Stanford Pines. P.S. Soos, if you're reading this, no, I won't make you Mr. Pines amiibo. I don't even know what that means. Stop asking. P.P.S. Stan, if you end up breaking into my lab at some point today, bravo. Still as good a locksmith as in 8th grade. Beers are under the desk. P.P.S. Bill, if you're reading this, go choke on glass. I am, as Mabel says, leaving you on red. I believe then we went and actually deciphered this. As far as my understanding, it says he cannot be trusted. Or he can't be trusted, pardon me. And then over here, we have this candle right here. It turns into a black flame later on, but this says cursed. But after that, I believe that's all the actual things that oh wait, no, there's one more. McGucket Labs. This is just I think, dictation from McGucket. Okay, McGucket, go. Sweet tar molasses. This is the first time I've been asked to journal in 30 odd years. I can't quite write as proper as I used to, so I constructified a dictator bot to transcribe for me. Hello, I am Dictation bot. Dictation is all I know. I understand every word in the dictionary, but the one word I don't understand is love. Dictation bot, hush before I throw you in the bad robot graveyard. Sorry, father. I will return to dictation. Any which way, my grandpappy used to say, you can't call a goose with a hog whistle, which means you shouldn't expect a swindler to change its tune. I never met Triangle Danny, or however you call him, but I saw him one time. At least I think I did. And he more or less Lucifer incarnate, if I did so say myself. I rummaged up some old records from the yard sale with some proper advice on the subject. Woo-wee. It's a good way to clear out the guests at the end of a hoedown, but it's got some good advice. Type hectoring in the computer down in my lab to hear it. We will be doing that later. Anyhow, if you ever need a damp burlap sack full of miscellaneous springs, or to want to hear how to create cold fusion, you know who to call. Me and Tater are going back to catching up on fishing. Caught us a whopper the other day. Pilfered Hardin McGucket. P.S. I think I had a shirt that looks like a triangle feller in college. Better find it and burn it proper. Good night, Sally. And that is last on there. Alright. And now with that, we will be getting to some other things that you can see. Over here it says danger. We can see some bit of code in here. Down here it says the Book of Bill, which does lead you directly to the Barnes & Noble's website for the Book of Bill. So that's pretty fun. We'll be getting a lot of websites. So, other than that, the only other thing that we can see is when the lightning strikes, you can see Valis Ciphrin over here, I believe it says. We'll wait for a second for it to actually catch, but that is the only other code that we see, like, actually on the page itself. Also, we can turn up the volume over here, or just mute it if we like. But I'm going to keep it at a good steady pace, just so that we can do that. Yes. Also, if you mess with the dial, you get static, which will be more relevant later on. As if you insert a specific code and do the following things with it, you will hear static in the background. Alright, and that said, we are going to get started on the codes that we discovered. First one we have today is Dipper, which leads us to this picture. Pine Tree, I'm so glad you found this message. Written in the book are secrets only you could comprehend. Written in solar-powered ink. To train your eyes to see the ink, simply stare directly at the sun for 13 hours. No blinking. It's the only way, Dipper. If you start smelling your eyes burning, that means it's working. This is one of them, though, that if you spam it, you will see more. So, if you can still read this, then buddy, you haven't trained enough. Back to looking at the sun, kid. Chop chop. Those messages aren't going to just code themselves. Go, go. I think it's working. Stare harder. Harder! You almost solved it. And then we lightened up this on film on the thing. It doesn't actually say anything, if we can see. And that is the end of it. The next one we have is Bill, or Cipher, or Bill backwards, Lib. Anytime you put one of those in, it brings up the following. The Eye of Providence. This just brings you to the wiki page for the All-Seeing Eye, but it also does another thing. I wish I could just, escape it pretty quickly, but that's okay. It also brings up another thing, sometimes. Pardon me, I was mistaken. If you do Lib backwards, it brings up Sesame Street triangle meets a square, which I'm not going to play because copyright. But as well, if you put in Cipher, it does the same. The next one that we have is Stan. If you hit it once, it brings up brass knuckles. The second time, gold chains for old men. Third, dogs playing poker. Fourth, 8-ball cane. Fifth, male girdles. And then fezzes with feathers in it. And then a Colonel tie, all on eBay listings. And then the final one is the Wheel of Shame. Step right up. It's time to play my favorite game. Bootleg Sixer over here spent a lifetime trying to hide his humiliation. But I've been inside his mind, so now they're all yours. For the low price of being my new pal. It's showtime, folks. And the only way to lose is to be named Stanley Pines. Click below to see what this mouth-breathing carnal barker has been keeping to the vest all these years. Brought to you by Shame. Shame. It's the one friend who never leaves. Real quick, I am going to, however, turn off the music just for a moment, just so we can kind of read. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll just turn it down. I won't turn it off. I'll just turn it down real quick. Just because I don't want you guys to be overburdened with it. All right, ex-wives. Old Goldie, Vegas wedding to a cursed gold tooth antique. Maryland fake name. Vegas wedding to a cursed gold tooth antique. Brenda Chuggins, shack attraction for having world's biggest thumb. Carney tip: never date your own freaks. She used that thumb to hitchhike off with Johnny Snakes 3 days later. Sandra Sweetmeadow, a kind, beautiful Amish girl who made Stanley choose between her and his sinful gold chains. He chose the chains. Someone named Berlin. Stan has no idea who she is, but he found her wedding ring in the shack, lost and found. Put it on, and it got stuck forever. Physically binding. Might be legally binding. His childhood poster of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. 8-year-old Stanley drew a ring on the poster and made Sixer witness. Natalia Anika Onyo. Totally unsuspicious tourist who, from a country that no longer legally exists. She took Stanley's credit card and social security number while he was sleeping and still checks in on him via hidden cameras. Love. Next we have fears. The IRS finding out. Soos being the one to find Stanley dead and taxiderming his body. Soos would consider this an honor. The cops calling Stanley's fingerprints unusually little. I really do like that one a lot. Betting dipper in a poker game and losing. Word getting out about Stanley's little fingerprints. People discovering that they are littler than Ford's. Stanley being dubbed Baby Finger Pines by the media and having to look into the black market fingerprint enlarging. Secret shames. The time Wendy beat Stan in arm wrestling 3 times in a row. She never has to work overtime as long as she never tells a soul. The fact that no one came to his fake funeral except his mom and the IRS agent who whispered to the coffin, "This isn't over." The quick cash Stan made in 1975 posing for the Hunky Drifters catalog that wasn't as tasteful and classy as the job listing made it sound. Was the baby mascot for the Fussy Boy brand diaper rash commercials. Claims that was Ford. writing his Duchess-approved erotic fan novels, The Duke's Temptation at Autumn Estate. Then we have Unreported Crimes, the time Stanley hit Toby determined with his car and just kept on driving. Illegally breeding wolves to recreate a super wolf. You should never hear this thing howl. Pretending to be a veteran to get a discount on Pez. Then having to invent an entire fake war in a fake country to keep the ruse going. Stan still has a remember Operation Enduring Excuse. Bumper sticker. Endearing excuse. And regularly updates the Wikipedia page for the People's Republic of Grunkleston, shooting out the tires of the Mythbusters van after they exposed him for looking kinda doughy on tape, selling his heart medication to children, claiming it's a metal-flavored candy, accidentally inhaling too much taxidermy glue, blacking out and waking up to discover that he had somehow managed to rob himself, still tracking down the lost loot buried by his arch rival, Glue Stan. Failed products. The wishy-washy, the washing machine that somehow makes your clothes dirtier. The counterfeit, a rubber band you attach to your counter to exercise while doing dishes. Total injuries, 27. Welcome to Gravity Town, the cartoon show pitch, which was unanimously rejected by every network for blatant Illuminati references. Flavored lottery tickets. Turns out that the kind of people who think they can win the lottery are the kind of people who ignore do not swallow instructions. Total lawsuits and totaling 48. The Sad Shack, a burlap bag. The Sad Sack, a burlap bag to cover your head so no one can see you randomly crying during the day. Cheaper than therapy. A soda called the Drippy Stanley. Ingredients: pine sol, wood glue, an expired suntan lotion. Soos tested it and now he can't remember the year 2000. That's funny. Lowest moments. That time he got an F- on a history test which teachers thought was mathematically impossible. Philbrick made him stand on the lawn for 2 days holding a sign that said, "Extra Stan, $3 for better offer." $3 or better offer. When 1998's best tourist trap in Oregon listed the Mystery Shack as number 99, below the world's biggest fence and the dog that might be thinking human thoughts. His birthday the year before he met Dipper and Mabel. No one came to the Mystery Shack's mystery age party and used pelt sale. He'd spent hours writing comedy roasts of employees who never came, burned off one of his eyebrows attempting to make a cake, and drank the night away shooting Sixers old Beethoven records. The day after he met the twins, he overheard them debating whether they should escape out the window and report him to the FBI. Mabel shook a magic 8-ball and they stayed. Stripping for edible flower to Taiwan. Please don't make me elaborate. And lastly, we have did we have? Yeah, we just did that one. Darkest thoughts. Pinning all crimes on Soos. Then how he beat me. How he beat me. He didn't. I'm still here, sucker. You click it again. And again. Look. The gambler's got a lucky break, alright? A lifelong loser was due for one freak royal flush. What does it mean? Nothing. Less than nothing. Not worth even thinking about. Alright, give me a moment. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn this off real quick. How Stan beat me. What more do you want me to say? That a guy who once tried to eat the decorative potpourri out of the bowl in the bank outsmarted me? Please. Goofus was just following Galleon's lead. It was Sixer's plan. PDS Barnum is just a side character. A resume-inflating, cheap trick-loving, past-the-nine, overgrown, child-protected from failure only by a force field of denial and shamelessness. Sixer ate Stanley's potential in the womb, and the only thing interesting that ever happened to him started when I entered his head. End of story, period. And that's all I have nothing more to say about it. You click again. ... How Stan beat me. And another thing, I cannot read this basically at all. Hack job, codependent, self-pitying, stupid, tacky, smug, sackcloth, unworthy, cliche, dreaming, single-minded salmon, singing salmon, and that's the final word. ... Okay, I see what's happening here. You're just like those preachy, infantilizing automatons at Theraprism who are so obsessed with getting me to talk about my feelings. You think you can get a rise out of me? Me? Try. I dare you. I dare you. Keep clicking. See what happens. I can outlast you, pal. Do you realize who you're stepping to here? I'm literally insane. Try it. Keep trying it. I got forever. Let's go. Come on. Keep clicking. Keep doing it. I love it. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Is that all you got? You keep repeating that for a while, and then finally, what are you doing to me? Do you even fathom how much pain I'm... Sometimes when I close my eyes, I can still see in beautiful 240p burning. I can't turn it off. Then finally we have this. Stanley Pines, the con man clown, always dragging his family down. One mistake, disowned, denied, only thing to do was hide. One way out, the open road. Reinvented, retried, reload. A girdle, eye patch, feathers, fez. I'm a new man, so he says. Couldn't outrun life's regret. Just kept placing bigger bets. Changed his haircut, switched hotels. Truth is, whatever sells. When you've lost track of your lies, when you poison starts to rise. When the walls are closing in, when it's clear you cannot win. When your actions make it worse, when they see you as a curse. Give the wheel one last spin, take your chips and go all in. And Lucky Stan, the rolls on black. He got his life and family back. His big break finally came, redemption from a life of shame. You really think you won the day? You packed your bags and sailed away. You think you left the past behind, but trust me, I'm still on your mind. And that is the last thing that comes from this. The next one we have is Stanford. You can also put in Sixer or Ford when you put this in. It comes up with a case number. So case report name Stanford Philbrick Pines. Date of birth 6. I think somebody said that there was a 17, so 1917 back there. Age 18. Eyes brown. Diagnosis Ambriduxis senior polydactyly. Report. Stanford performed extremely well on reflex cognitive IQ and every other test we could think of. We even tried giving him a placebo and he tasted it, chuckled, spat it out, and said, "Oh, please." Then he amazed the team by playing Flight of the Bumblebee on the piano in our lobby. Honestly, I can't call this a disability. This is a hyper ability. He did finger puppet depicting the sinking of the Titanic, and everyone was spellbound. We might be looking at the next evolution in human species. if I could kidnap him and bring him to our secret cloning lab. Whoops, haha. I said too much. Finger donor. We have also tried to like spam this one. It doesn't do anything. But yeah. Next one we have is Mabel. And when you do that, well, a bunch of things happen. Hang on. And then the lab is now fully Mabelized after all the stickers and glowy stars are everywhere. I don't think... Somebody said that there was one that was in the shape of a Big Dipper, but we couldn't really find it. It might be this one, but we don't really know. The next one we have is Wendy. What up, Curse Book? I've got a totally legit way to ward off evil triangles, and I wrote it in the bottom right corner of the book. It's totally worth it, I promise. Stay cool, dork, Wendy. And then it's, you know, obviously that. The next one we have is Pacifica. Pacifica has a note. Ew, you want an autograph? Like, what am I even supposed to write to a stranger? Sorry, you're not me. Pacifica, this is to warn whoever finds this book not to make a deal with Bill, remember? The point jerk who made you dress like a potato sack? Ah, fine. Listen, anonymous dork. Everyone knows that Triangle Goblin, or whatever, is a massive psycho who gives me the ick. His dumb little catchphrases are honestly embarrassing, and how much you want to bet he practices those into the mirror. Try hard much. If you're looking for someone to worship so bad, I'm right here. Follow me on Platinum Paths for makeup and whale hunting tutorials. If you're cool enough, I know my parents had a bunch of tapestries and junk with the triangle on them, but me and a friend threw those off of my yacht into the lake, which friend doesn't matter. Why are you so obsessed with me? Stay jealous. Pacifica Northwest. Also, Platinum Paths is another one that we can type in, but we'll be doing that later. Actually, I'll probably just do it right now. Here, let's do it now. And it brings up a story of Pacifica Northwest. I believe that this is a story of her almost getting tricked by Bill. Pacifica stormed into the partially... Yeah. Pacifica stormed into her palatial bedroom and slammed the door so hard the chandelier shook. There were at least 3 chandeliers in Pacifica's room, including a teensy chandelier over her nightstand. She buried her head in a velvet pillow and screamed for an inhumanly long time, then flopped over, stewed at the painting cherubs on her ceiling. It wasn't fair. After everything she did for her parents, get up at 5 for fencing lessons, beauty pageants, fox hunting, butler hunting, cleaning up the black feathers after dad's weird grown-up masquerade parties. This is how they repay her. Her, Pacifica Alicia Northwest. It had been a rough summer for Pacifica. First, she came alarmingly close to losing a party crown. Then, her golf skills were called into question, and now her parents grounded her for literally saving the entire family from a Category 10 ghost, and shut off the spigot on her caviar tap for the rest of the year. What was she supposed to eat now? Dog food? She angrily opened her mini fridge and pulled out Upper Crustables, Fran's snack pack, and angrily spread the caviar on the tiny baguette. Why does it come with this dumb little sticker? The caviar always gets stuck in the corners. She looks at the napkin where Dipper had written the shack's phone number in case killing the ghost might have created a double ghost. Haha. as if she would put his number in her phone. Everything in her life used to make so much more sense before those Pines twins came along and screwed everything up. That stupid Mabel and her bafflingly undeserved confidence. That know-it-all sweat-stained Dipper whose giant head was always butting against hers. Sometimes something about Dipper's words had knocked over the dominoes in her mind that started a chain reaction that was causing her whole identity to come crashing down. He told her she had the potential to change into a better person. How do you become a better person when you're already the best person? It didn't make sense. Thinking about it exhausted her, and soon her eyes began to droop. Soon she was Zip. In Pacifica's dream, she was freshening up at a party, washing her hands, when she noticed something red swirling in the drain. In horror, she discovered her hands were covered in blood. No matter how hard she scrubbed them, they wouldn't come clean. On the mirror, words slowly started to write themselves on their own, as if by an invisible hand. Blood on your hands. No, it's not my fault. An overpowering sense of guilt swelled inside as she fled to the ballroom for help, where she spotted her friends gossiping by the tapestry. She tried to flip them around, but when she grabbed their shoulders, they fell over flat. They were cardboard. She turned to her parents. They fell over too. The entire party was filled with flat, 2D people. Everyone was fake. Blood began to fill the room, pouring from the clocks, from the paintings, from the ceiling. Why was this happening? She raced through the manor in a blind panic when she discovered she was no longer in the mansion, but outside in Gravity Falls. When she looked down, she realized she was now 100 feet tall, and every step she made was wrecking the town. She knocked over the mudflap factory, polluting the river. She knocked over the orphanage, sending coughing, soot-covered children into the cold. She kept apologizing, but she was too big, too public. Every step hurting more and more people. Everyone could see that the town's problems were her fault. She was a monster. She always had been. She always would be. Pacifica started sobbing, and suddenly, she was a little girl again, hiding behind the vine-covered tombstone in the graveyard, behind the manor, after another one of her parents' fights. The graves of her ancestors loomed above her like gargoyles, great Northwests in history. What would they say if they could see her like this? One of the statues slowly turned to face Pacifica. It was Nathaniel Northwest. Get a hold of yourself. You're in Northwest. People can't know you leak shame water. You're right, Pacifica apologized, and hastily took out her compact to clean her smeared makeup. She cursed as she saw how disheveled she was. The statue watched her like a cat hungrily watching a mouse. You have a lot of anger, don't you? Anyone who's not angry is an idiot. There's so much to be mad about. Yes, anger is good. Anger is useful. Who are you angry at, Pacifica? Everything was better before the Pines came to town. You know, I might be able to help you with that. There's something I want. The Mystery Shack is going to be getting some new merchandise very soon. Small snow globe. Nothing anyone would miss. If you could shoplift it for me, I would guarantee things would change. You'd never deal with the Pines again. Pacifica closed her compact. Would that fix everything? It would be so easy. All you have to do is get your old life back and shake my hand. Dashu extended a stony hand, thunder rumbling in the distance. Slowly she reached out to shake then abruptly stopped. Something was off. My old life wasn't really mine, was it? All I ever did was follow my mom and dad. Maybe we'd better to make a new one. The statue bellows with rage. Make! You inherit! Your family legacy is all you're worth. You make nothing. You can't even make friends. This had always been true in the past. His hand extended towards her, looming, trembling. She remembered a time when a hand extended towards her, offering to free snack in the backseat of a car. Make the deal, you little fake blonde impending parentage test. Pacifica's face relaxed. She knew this was cliche, but she knew she had to do it. She slowly extended her hand as the giant lichen-covered hand was about to close around hers. She, like a cage of stone fingers, she swung her hand up and behind her head. Psych! What? Too slow. You worm. You worthless waste of stolen income. You'll never amount to anything. I'll see a future where you're penniless, working at a diner. You'll have nothing. The statue shook with rage, sending cracks from its hands all the way up to the shrieking head. It crumbled apart in front of her, screaming pain. Gong. Pacifica awoke with a start, panting. The clock in the hallway had struck 3 a.m. She was covered in sweat. What had she been dreaming about? She couldn't remember. She didn't want to remember. She wasn't quite sure why she removed the tapestry that she'd always had on her wall. Something her family had no doubt looted ages ago, with a glowing triangle over the mountains. She rolled it up, put it in the closet, and locked the padlock. Maybe she should hold on to Dipper's number just in case. She entered it into her phone, felt an odd sense of calm suddenly wash over her. It was quiet once again in the Northwest house. Pacifica slept better than she had in years. The next one we have is any brain rot terms. Skibbity, Riz, Gyat, all those get you the following message. Life privileges revoked. Now releasing poisonous gas. The next one we have is TJ Uckelberg. You'll know this as the password for the first website password. Never mention that name again. The next term we have is Gideon. Brings up sweet resin bolo ties. We did, however, also try to make sure that these didn't pull up anything else when you click them over and over again. So, but it doesn't. The next term we have is Soos. Sup, dudes? Soos here, or as I call myself, Mr. Mystery. But I also call myself Soos, too, because that's still my name, dude. Okay, so first, the Goss. Tad Strange is totally crushing on Woodpecker Guy. I ship it, dude. I ship it hard. Anyway, Mabel wanted me to write about the Triangle Guy. Dog, homie is bad news. Never trust a bro who can't climb inside your brain. And his book is sus. Jesus Christ. Sus. And to be quite frank, mid. I looked inside and just saw glitches in the words, he's uncorruptible. What's that supposed to mean? Ace holding the book made me look kinda smart, so 1.5 stars, I guess. Anyway, Mabel told me to keep it brief, which is no problem for me. I love brevity. Brevity. That's weird. I can't get enough of it. Being succinct is like super easy for me for some reason. I guess it's like a gift. Don't get me started on pithiness, let alone, oh dog, like I'm running out of paper. LOL. That's what tape is for, bro. Solved. This goes on for a while, by the way. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, my life as a chief property tour guide scam Mr. Pines phrase. Scam manager of the Mystery Shack. Running this place is actually a dream come true. To stop from the pitching myself, I asked Old Man McGucket to invent a pitch bot, but then it got loose and went on a pitching spree and had to be put down. Wild times. What's the shack like without Pines? Well, it's got a lot more laser tag, and questioning is back and more questionable than ever. Turns out all he needed was pants. Every day I get to regale the children with yarns of enchantment and lore and melody set up in this dope train that goes by the redwood carrot and baby goats. We're doing like so good, knock on wood. But we're always saying jinx after talking and like anticipating each other's emotional needs. Might be some little Sooslets on the way. Wink. Mr. Pines is going to be away at sea for a while, but he promised to not send any postcards, which meant a lot to me. Dude is a real one. Anyways, I gotta go get some lotion for my cheeks. Abuela and Melody have been pitching me at the same time a lot, and it's starting to become a problem. Look what I got. Deal with over here. Sheesh. Stay cool, and if you're ever in Oregon, stop by the Mystery Shack to see the local world record holder for happiest dude, me. Soos, Mr. Mystery Ramirez. P.S. Don't tell Ford I got pudding on his cursed book, unless he likes pudding. Then tell him to look here. P.P.S. Did you know that you can turn any spoon into a spork with a few simple adjustments? I'll show you how anytime, dude. P.P.S. If you see Bill, cover your head in tinfoil and bring some ninja stars and a bat in case he ever acquires human flesh, or in case you see a piñata. The next one is actually piñata, which brings us to this video. So let me make sure that the volume's up on here. The next one we have is math or geometry. They both bring up the same thing. Ancient Greece. Plato responding to the question, and where is this talking triangle right now? Ancient Greece. Or as they call it back then, Greece was cracking out know-it-alls in robes at record speeds. So I hit up a guy with the most amount of triangles in his sketchbook, Plato. I thought anyone with a beard that long should know how to invent a portal, but the only thing he had invented was a new form of unemployment called philosophy, which meant he had exactly 0 useful abilities. I left his mindscape immediately, but he was so good at math he kept coming up with equations to summon B back, which was a typo. He always wanted answers about the secrets of the universe, so I chained him to the wall and gave him an hour-long shadow puppet show going over the basics. I was having fun torturing him until that insufferable nerd Pythagoras showed up and started trying to measure my hypotenuse. Gross. Get your own cave, weirdo. A squared plus B squared equals C you later, creep. The next one we have is axolotl. You axolotl questions. The next one we have is waddles, which brings up a pigplacementnetwork.org, where you can adopt a pig. The next one we have is called life. Life, 27% complete. Now loading death. If you then type in death, oh, pardon me. Life's goth cousin. The next one we have is Weird Mageddon. Gravity Falls Gossiper. Nothing happened yesterday. This just in, nothing. The day that won't live in infamy. News is always happening, except for yesterday, when it didn't. I wish there was more to say about it, but yesterday there was no incident, situations, or happenstance of any kind, said several eyewitnesses. Blank. And I agree. You heard it here first, folks. Nothing. What apocalypse? Mayor Tyler Cute Biker. That's their name. I did not know that. Tyler Cute Biker was on hand in Town Square this morning to field questions from town folks for no reason in particular. Look, folks, as best as I can remember, the last week or so was really unrememberable. Any discussion of the last 24 hours should should be just like my jeans, cut uncomfortably short. Now, let's give it up for Sheriff Bubbles and Deputy Durland, who are going to glare at you silently for the next 30 minutes while tapping their billy clubs threateningly. That's pretty much all this reporter has to say on the subject of there being no subject. I mean, I don't want to get tased, do you? Trust me, I've been tased on 43 separate occasions. Continue on page 9. We then have some stuff down here. Greasy's Diner, 30% off. Come for the food, stay for the food poisoning. Shock local emergency. Breaking. Local man Soos Ramirez got his head stuck completely with a round clay honeypot at 7:30 a.m. The fire department took 2 hours to separate Ramirez from the pot at great effort. Press for comments. Soos looked the reporters directly in the eyes and said, "I would do it again." We'll continue updating this situation unfolds. The next one we have is weird.
How did I get inside this computer? How do I get out of here? Bill! Bill! Let me out! Bill!
Poor Al. The next one we have is Old Man McGucket. Oh, pardon me. Old Man McGucket. Which brings you to the Redneck's Cotton Eye Joe official music video. Next one we have is MatPat, or Theory, as you will.
Hello, Internet. This time, you're on your own. Good luck.
Pardon me. I'll play that once again because I hit the thing.
Hello, Internet. This time, you're on your own. Good luck.
The next one we have is Gravity Falls. It says never heard of it. Now, somebody did tell me that if we spam this, it does bring up something else. But as far as I can see, if you do it, nothing happens. So, next one we have is Mystery, which is a question mark. Again, somebody told me that if you spam it, something happens, but nothing happens here. Next one we have is actually Mason. Grunkle Ford taught me how to do anagrams, and I'm starting to go crazy seeing them everywhere. Maybe it means nothing, but maybe meaning nothing means something. Dipper. P.S. Can you figure out these anagrams are? Who these anagrams are? Nerdy Pass Info, I Steal Pennies, Ghoul Declares Feelings, Stern Net Worth POS, So Fiercest Alpaca Within. Impressive. The boy's better at these than I was. Perhaps it's time I share him my cryptogram codex. These were also deciphered in our things, but it looks like we didn't write them down, which is maddening to me. But I believe it goes to Grunkle Stan, Pines, just people in the Pines family. So, you know, that's fun. That's fun. That Dipper made his own thing. The next one that we have is Blind Eye. Which is actually funny because it has a close-up thing on it. But you know, again, during the actual live stream, we figured out what these say. But again, it looks like we didn't write them down. So in the comments, if I see anything, I will write out the different. In the description, I will write out the different codes if I can find them anywhere else. But again, it just appears that we didn't write them down for whatever reason, which is horrible for me. Did we put in media, maybe? No. Doesn't think we did. Oh well. But if you click on this, it gets much more blurry. Alright, the next one that we have after Blind Eye is actually Euclidia, which some of you will know as the name of Bill's own dimension. Dimension not found because it was destroyed. Next one we have is Alex for Alex Hirsch. Brings up flannel. Well, if you put in Alex Hirsch, it does also bring up flannel again. Euclid, if you put it in as, I believe this is Bill's father or mother. Lifeform not found. I am going to skip the next one because that is part of a puzzle that we actually did. I'll actually start it. Because if you type in yes, it asks you what McGucket's favorite soda is. McGucket's favorite soda is Mountain Don't. This whole thing leads into a whole fun looping puzzle where we actually left it at who killed Silas, which we actually don't know who that is yet. We think it's ciphertology, but I've recently discovered something else. So I'm going to go through that right now. Just kind of exiting the list mode, we're going to go Mountain Don't. Medieval homonym is going to be liar liar, because a lyre is a instrument and liar is a somebody who doesn't tell the truth, obviously, like Bill. The 20th ingredient in anti-ciphertizing tonic, that is going to be Harold's Rambling, which I helped discover on channel with my book. How is Clown Repellent made? It is Union made. Bill's Government Number, which is a long drawn out series of numbers right here. That's also in the, oh, pardon me, gotta get rid of that. Who comes from Rexius D? I believe that to be Grimblin Hemperdick. What's on Bill's flag is a rat. Thurbert's number, which is here somewhere. Oh no, where's Thurbert's number? No, we didn't write it down here. Crap, give me a moment. Sorry, I had to go and decipher it again myself. The number is 3466554 as Thurbert's number. That brings up what leaves a thin line in the snow, which is actually a tinsel snake. I believe that is a reference to something, but I couldn't tell you what it is. The sixth option in book of Bill's editing software, which is mentally torture, or torture mentally. Right here. Name of an unpronounceable wizard, which is going to be obviously unpronounceable, Zixartheth. Where the triangles come from, which is the address that we have. Who's Cypher's lawyer, which is obviously, I mean, we say obviously, but it's in the book. Multi-level mark. Who defeated Silas Birchtree? Now, there are some odd things for this part, because we believe this is where we ending. We believe it says ciphertology. But I actually believe ciphertology is the start of it. I believe what killed Silas was nothing. You can't kill an idea. And this brings up a page that's only in the actual which is only in the Barnes & Noble version. But as well, there are some things that are a little bit different. Because as you can see, I don't believe this is in there, this part, but ciphertology, this brings up cipher Silas Birchtree, feeling hopeless, way down. There's a lot of things on here, but I don't know if I'm right. My secret isn't complicated, but is guarded only for those smart enough and brave enough to seek it out. $1 million and married Miss Iowa. Isn't she gorgeous? My secret isn't complicated. Okay. But yeah. This also brings us call our lawyers at Caesar, Adabash, and Vingri at this number, which is fun. Iris won't tax us because they're cowards. Yes. There's that. But that's actually kind of where we're at as well. If we put in Caesar... Was that wrong? Is that not how you spell Caesar? I had a bash. Yeah, those don't come up with anything. Okay. But yeah. Where were we though? We're gonna go over to right back up to where we were last time at Meow. Meow brings up a YouTube page or a thing, the Gravity Falls theme for this, which I'm not going to show because copyright. But it's really fun, and it's, you know, probably got tons of views now. Monster. There's a monster at the end of this book. Good book. Really like it. Grover's great. Also, my sister was really giddy that it was on there. If you go and actually look at the video when I pulled it up, she like started giggling like an idiot. It was great. She's adorable. Portal. Portal.exe has been deleted. I bet you could build one. Save me, God, help me, all, and another one at the end will all bring up the same one. Same thing. That is Frillium, which I will also type in. Oh. Frillium? There we go. Yeah, that is Frillium. Lonely, however, brings up this. And if you click on the book, it reads it out for the first chapter for you. So I'll go ahead and let you listen to that real quick.
If my father knew that I was not in fact tilling the field for wheats and grains, but was in fact tilling my heart for love, I had caught the singular eye of the triangular farm boy from our nemesis farm across the road. His name was William Barndor Musclepoppen, but I called him Bill. He was poor, despite speaking often of gold.
Ha ha ha! Romancefina! Your eyes are like screaming black holes.
He would compliment me often. Things seemed perfect, but as you know, there are 3 sides to every story. His horse, Kloppenstein, wanted us both dead by any means.
I paid good money to read that book. Also, we type in season 3, the thing that everyone really wants, and it says season 2. Season 2, season 1, season 1. Anti-gravity falls means reverse falls is canon. There you go. Reverse falls doesn't type in anything though. Baba and Disco Girl both put out the same thing, which I'm only gonna play a little bit of because I can't. I don't want copyright.
Dipper, he's the mystery song. Ghosts fear him, dudes wanna be him. Girls are warming up to him generally. Work on that. Well, if no one's around, I might listen to the classics.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 supergroup, all time, Seven!
All right. So the next one that we have is Burned Inside, which we get from Gus Burnsides. So we type in Gus, nothing happens. Gus Burnsides, nothing happens. But we typed in Burn Side. Oh, pardon me. Burned Inside. This leads us to Burned Inside. It's the Oregon Parks Department video, confirming that they are now connected. Type in Oregon Park, but nothing happens. So that is also fun, but it's also kind of a dead end. Mystery Shack. Legion to Confusion Hills, which is the actual Mystery Shack. I've never been to it, but I really want to go one day. It's pretty cool. This is actually where the current statue of Bill Cipher is actually at. So if you ever want to go make a deal with him, that's where you're heading. Next one we have is Robbie, which actually brings me to one of my more favorite tales. Robbie. We're still on for 9. I got the video camera and spaghetti, and Nate gave me the night vision goggles. I'm gonna catch that evil triangle in a sack and get its 3 wishes. Thompson. I think you're mixing up demons, genies, and leprechauns. Robbie. Hey! Who's the goth here? You or me? I can't fucking speak to goth. Have you seen how pale I am? Anyway, I need you to give me a ride. Thompson. Okay, just remember, if we see the demon, to treat it like a bear attack. Lie down and cry to assert dominance. Thompson. Were you born lame? Or did you become lame gradually over time? Born. Should I bring salt? Dark spirits are repelled by salt, right? You just want to eat a giant bag of salt, don't you? If you keep insulting me, one of these days Yes. Thompson should stand up for himself. Hit block, buddy. Oh, shoot. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Did you see that? I'm gonna throw up. Bill was real. He showed me how I was gonna die. I get mistaken for luggage and placed in an airplane storage carousel. I died in a skateboard accident. Wait, that's pretty cool. Choking on a tiny toy skateboard. Oh my god. Gross. I think I just threw up in my hands. Weren't you wearing gloves? They're fingerless, idiot. We can't tell anybody about this. If this goes to our graves, you'll delete the video, right? Oh ho ho. Thompson will bide his time. Thompson will bide his time. Sure, Robbie. And then it actually has a video of Bill reaching out to grab these two in 2020. This leads me to the theory that they actually accidentally brought Bill back. Like idiots. The next one we have is Globnar.
A protein
Which leads us to a Crossfiles commercial. But we have no idea what that means. Alrighty, the next one, Ad Astra per Aspera, which I believe we find later in the thing, but for now we'll just type it in as it goes. Cypher's corpse. I spent yesterday with Mabel applying spells, curses, and unicorn hair to the base of Cypher's remains. Mabel is taking her role as my Cypher Defense Squad assistant very seriously, but asked us both to wear witches' hats for some reason, which I happily obliged. I have always seen Dipper as cut from the same cloth as me, but I'm delighted to report that Mabel has a vibrant, curious mind as well, suited to discovery and adventure. Oh, pardon me. Hit the buttons. Anomalies are indeed present at the site of the statue. Nearby shadows stretch into triangle shapes. Compasses point directly away from Cypher, as though he is anti-north. There is no sound, not even birds will come near. Mabel, perhaps sensing my unease, threw an impromptu eulogy for Bill, which involved a lot more sock puppets than you usually expect at a funeral. Goodbye, Cypher. You are dead, blown up in my grunkle's head. Too much power hurt your soul. Reincarnate as a bull. Amen. I have no idea why I was doing that. Souvenir pen, question marks drawn towards statue. Wise words from my assistant. His funeral gave me a bittersweet sense of closure. How strange it is to look back on it all now. I once considered him the center of my life, the sun in my galaxy, when all along he was a black hole sucking everything right into his bottomless ego. Is this statue the lost sun, bleached husk of a powerless, forgotten failure, or a warning of something sinister yet to come? You tell me, dear reader, what do you see when you look into Cypher's eye? At Aspera, per Aspera, Stanley Pines, and Mabel. No way, I like sweaters and writing diaries too. Be looking. Yeah, that is Ad Aspera, per Aspera. Universe. Hologram. You type in hologram, gives you universe. Gun. It's a Chicago reference. Oh yes, so yes, so yes, they both. Karen. I knew you were gonna write that. Gilbrick. Not impressed. Blanchin brings you up how to blanch vegetables, which I'm again not gonna do because of copyright. Disney rat.gif censored for your protection. Thank you. Dorito chip. A lot of other things do this. Jump scare. So again, warning, jump scare. So scary. Irregular. Bill Cipher, criminal, sadistic, yellow, guilty. Cipher, I'm a silly guy. This is actually in the book of Bill. I know this has already been solved somewhere. But it's part of the book of Bill, which is fun. Sorry. Comes up with Fiddleford and Ford in their college dorm room. It's a photo that was ripped up in the actual book, but I guess it's what it used to look like. Tad Strange. Wasn't that just delightful? Deer teeth for kids. Next one we have is Cursed, which is on the candle. It's rad. They resist all drawings of triangles. Kids, you may have heard rumors going around the schoolyard that there's a fresh new shape that all the cool kids are drawing. Maybe you and your chums have even planned on spray painting the rad shape on a local grain silo after church. Sounds like harmless fun, right? Wrong. The triangle is a symbol that promotes eternal servitude to the immortal Dark Lord of Nightmares, who our local police and PTA believe is named Bob Riddles or Billy Secrets or some such. If someone you know asks you to draw a triangle, just say no. Nancy Reagan. Hi kids, this is Nancy Reagan. Please help make our country safer by not drawing any triangles anywhere. In my day, we drew sensible shapes like ovals and rhombuses. Sometimes a parallelogram if we were feeling wild. But Bill Cipher, much like rap music and wearing your hats indoors, is a threat to our United States. You might think Bill is cool, but Bill promotes staying up late, eating candy, and throwing parties. Doesn't sound so cool now, does he? If you must draw something in your homework, please draw Rockin' Nancy. Symbol I just made up. There it is. Soon you'll be Mr. or Mrs. Popularity. Nancy Reagan. If you see someone drawing this symbol, be sure to report that friend to your local police so they can be sent to another country, possibly Canada. What the All-Stars are saying. Four-time Olympian and scrunchy spokesperson Mia America says, get in shape, as long as it's not a triangle. Schmelf. Hi, I'm TV Schmelf. There's a lot I don't know, like what I'm supposed to be or why I'm popular. All I know is that triangles go against the Lord's plan. That's right. I may be from space, but I'm very, very religious. Hey kids, I'm Howard McBarkley, which I believe is another thing, but I have not tested it. And I was a human, but I was transformed into a dog by a wizard's curse. Triangles are the least of my problems. I miss my wife and kids. I miss having thumbs. I wear a trench coat so no one can see me, my wretched form. I beg you, find the wizard. Make me human again. I'm going to type in Howard Berkeley. So give me a second, actually. It didn't pop up anything, which is fine. Where were we? Pines is the next one on our list. A good family tree. Clone, I believe, brings up... yep, it brings up him. Our good friend here. But it also Tyrone does as well. Now, back here it says Valius Cernus. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, it also pulls up another video for us to watch. The next one we have is the Book of Bill. Hide it under shirt during the Pledge of Allegiance. Reality, as well as R34LITY, is an illusion. If you type in illusion, I think I did that. I think I typed illusion wrong, didn't I? How's it spelled? ELLUSION. ILLSUION. Yep, no. I thought I did something. Jiffany. Jiffany is another one of those that does something to your computer, actually. Probably the first one that we have here. But if you spam it, input deleted, AI antiviral activated, secondary firewall breached, fatal warning, system under attack, Soos, I still love you, we will be together. Then, now downloading girlfriend, this cannot be undone. If you hit it again, it actually pulls up a bunch of pictures of Jiffany from the show, as well as a text image of her, which I think is very adorable. So I'm not going to do that though, because I already have it downloaded and I don't want another one thing. Next one we have is Cryptogram Codex, which does also download something to your computer, which I forgot about. Which is just the cipher from the brothers. Theraprism. This one, it says, in case of the old man, do not use elevators. The Theraprism, which the old man is a reference to Cthulhu. Boyfriend is the next one. If you do that, it does the Lustful Heart. Who are you? I could ask you the same question. I was told you could spam it, but it again does nothing. Just fit in. I do not know what the ending of that video says. We couldn't really tell, but if I discover anything at the end, I will let you know. So, all right, the next one that we have is Teak, which gives us the Gravity Falls complete series thing, which I think is a funny joke. Horror. Brings us to the Backrooms thing, which I believe so does Scary, Urban Legend, and Creepypasta. Urban Legend number 42814. Now that's a spicy purgatory, usually found in strip malls and acid flashbacks. The Always Garden looks like a medium-budget Italian restaurant, but if you walk inside and grab a handful of Parmesan, you'll discover you are now forever lost in a labyrinthine digestive tract of an ancient unknowable god. Come for the damp Caesar salad, stay for the because escape is literally impossible. As the commercial says, the Always Garden. When you're here, you're here. Always Garden. Hey, Rugatabito. We see, yeah, it's just a back rooms, but it's an Italian restaurant, which is funny. I believe. Yep. Oh, Scary actually brings up the book, so I'm going to now play that.
I gulped. Sweat dripped down from under my turquoise denim baseball cap. I knew I had to open the spooky closet door, or Zach would tell everyone at school that I was a wuss. Well, here goes, I thought to myself. I pulled on the handle and flung the smelly old door open to look inside. I screamed, "It was Bill!" Chapter 8. It was not Bill. It was just an old, broken jukebox from the 50s, the kind my mom and dad used to listen to. I stopped screaming. I was so embarrassed. If Zach ever found out I was scared by a grody old jukebox, he'd probably give me a wedgie. Stupid jukebox, I said, and kicked it with my aquamarine basketball sweeper. Suddenly, its lights flickered on, and it started to play haunting music. Shocked, I backed away. "What, you don't like golden oldies?" a voice said behind me. I whipped around. All that was there was a mirror on the wall, but something was different about my reflection. I grasped my face. I was old. Behind my wrinkled self in the reflection, I saw the grody haunted jukebox begin to morph. It morphed into a scary triangular shape. I screamed. It was Bill. Chapter 9. It was not Bill. It was just Zach. "Ha, I pranked you," Zach laughed. Zach was so cool, and I was just a wuss. And I bet
That I would $1 million book right there. $1 million. Blendin. If we bring up Blendin, it type agent lost and presumed incompetent. And then if you do just, you can see that he's in the Old West. There he is, right there. Look at him go. Next one we have is Black Sheep. I test of patience. Okay, Hotshot, you think you got what it takes to join me? Time for a test of patience. I'm gonna need you to stare at this barbershop pole for a little while. I'll check back when I can tell you're patient enough. Just shouldn't be too long. You can trust me. This actually is a 9-second video, so we're not gonna be doing that. Card brings up this fruit by the foot. Bill Cipher, Dream Demon. Fruit to us by the freaking yard. Next one we have is added, apparently. Which I don't know is on the list because it doesn't work. Next one we have is actually this one. Nyatsuf, which is Fausting backwards. Selling your soul for fun and profit. There are some who believe that beneath your skin, nerves, and meat hides a unique spark of electrical experiment that religious types call soul. This invisible cloud of will is theoretically the most eternal, sacred part of any being. Does it exist? Who cares? The important thing is people believe in it, which means it has market value, baby. That's why I've purchased as many souls as possible through history, just in case I need it to cash in one day. Want to be a soul billionaire like me? Look, I wouldn't tell my secret to just anyone, but if you got this far, you're smart enough for a golden opportunity. It's simple. First, you sell your soul to me, but you get it back as soon as you get 3 people to sell you their souls. Then each of your soul customers buys 3 more souls, and if you get a commission on each soul, and I only get a small fraction of that commission, it's basically money that prints itself. And souls probably aren't real anyway, so there's no way to lose. Trust me, you're gonna love not having a soul. A soul's like a jet ski. Sounds cool in theory, but then it's just it just gathers dust in your garage. That junk could be making you money, and all you have to do is sign on a dotted line. Pleasure doing business with you, pal, and may God have mercy on your on your whole general vibe. got any questions? Look, I'll let my lawyer, multi-level Mark, explain it, which is how we got that multi-level Mark, who Bill Cipher's lawyer is. Oh, that's weird. Why did I do that? There we go. I'll let my lawyer, multi-level Mark, explain it. Here's multi-level Mark. It's pretty cool. Mark also does have something on his briefcase. But I can't really tell what it is. Got any questions? By reading this paragraph to completion, you are agreeing that Mr. Cipher is not liable for any distress, infinite purgatorial torment, profound regret, loss of joy, joie de vivere, or vibe shift following the sale of your soul. Bill might be dead, but his team of lawyers cannot be killed. Praise be the legal system. Amen. And then it asks you if you are ready. I will not read out everything that's on here because there is a lot. I agree to, but I'll read some fun things, like the furthermores. Signee may continue to eat chicken soup, but any spiritual comfort it offers will be transferred instantly to Bill Cipher LLC. If any other deities or demigods dispute ownership of his soul from a prior sale, they will have to bring their fiddle, chessboard, and or paperwork to our HQ for mediation to determine the sole beneficiary. Old souls may be subject to remodeling for higher resale value. Souls can be stored in a soul containment unit in the astral plane. We are not liable for damage in the event of some kind of ghost busting team releasing your souls and others from their containment in a wacky montage through New York City. If Anubis comes by with his scale for his annual soul weighing audit, tell him we are homesick. This soul hereby transferred to Bill Cipher, blah blah blah. And then it has all this text which we actually did decipher. Shout out, hang on, to Philip C, which I'm going to now read. I'm actually going to read this one out because somebody took their sweet time to actually do it, and so that you guys don't actually have to do it. Actually cipher it yourself. Optor, which I'm going to put in next. All right. You are now, this says, you are now 21 grams lighter, which is a reference to when the body dies, a mysterious 21 grams is lost in the body. This contract is legal and binding. We reserve the right to use your likeness, face, voice, and small town pluck in whatever nefarious manner is deemed necessary. Sans soul, your soulmate, will not recognize you and will walk right past you on a cold autumn day, never making eye contact, not even processing that you have eyes at all. No amount of interaction will move them to a place where you can remember they can remember in feeling the thousands of lifetimes you have already spent together, each time choosing whatever form would keep you closest, like otters holding hands in the tremulous river. You were birds, you were trees with roots entangled, drinking in the sunlight together. Wherever you go next, whatever you choose, I will always be right there with you. That's done, buddy. Congratulations. You have chosen Bill instead. McDonald's reserves the right to put a giant yellow M on your torso and forehead and send you walking through a crowded Times Square while you scream the fries. They don't degrade in nature. And the right to put your soul into an inanimate object to in an inanimate object, a strange creature, a concept, a sentience, a tasteful but rustic mason jar with wildflowers in it. At any point you wish to have visitation, reincarnation processing center, axolotls, tanks, and consequence hole, signee can no longer board the soul train and is advised to discard all bell bottoms. Signee can no longer have a puppy as a best friend. They can sense what is gone. Cats are indifferent. Signee may experience occasional demon possessions from Horculus, the red plasmoid. Oh my goodness. The merciless Morbus, sought of the Morgat Plaga, and the oozing and other such common demons roaming Earth, searching for weakened empty vessels, stripped for the ripening. Your soul, out at home watching YouTube commentary channels, attending an extended family event with an open bar using generative AI and asserting that your creative turning a blind eye to. Sorry, there's a lot of mistakes in here that I'm trying to like just read past because it's a big cipher thing and they did a really good job. Turning a blind eye to human suffering, a message more wealth than needed, purchasing a blue checkmark. Oh, you are entitled to these things. And purchasing a blue checkmark. That's funny. Yeah. And then you, if you hit no, be a coward. You get that. But if you hit yes, pleasure doing business with you. This turns purple. As well, now you get this. Which is actually this in reverse. And we actually believe that to say the murderer, he came from hell. The murderer's name is Bill. And we can't really figure out the rest of it. But that being said, that's what we got so far for that. The next one on our list is Tantrum, which is Bill versus a Time Baby. Dimensional Authority, Bill versus Time Baby. Location, the Nightmare Realm. Year, 19.366 billion. Transcript. Hear this cipher. This moment is a nexus event, an infraction point between all timelines. You must choose to turn back now. In every reality, your conclusion with Earth causes chaos and destruction on an unfathomable scale. Oh no, not chaos. I hate that. Look, Nick Jr., I have it on good authority that this planet is going to self-destruct eventually. So I might as well do it with me as boss, right? How's about we divvy this reality up? I'll take Earth, you can take all the gas giants, and I throw in this binky. A seductive gambit, but for the sake of time, I must relent. What do you want? Soda? I can get you soda. Even if your mom says you're not supposed to drink it, I can get it. I was not born yesterday. Oh, here we go. I was forged in the crucible of reality itself. The last survivor of the War of the Time Giants. My celestial creator's grandfather and grandmother clock gifted me with the burden of protecting the timelines from those who would dare unweave it. Ah, look at that. You spoke without spitting up on yourself. Look, Sippy Cup, if you're saying reality isn't big enough for the two of us, I agree. You might want to put on a safety helmet because I'm about to find out how soft baby skulls really are. A foolish statement. I cannot be killed. Wanna bet? Cypher's henchmen circled the time agents, grabbing their time tapes. The baby sighed, the weight of the multiverse on his doughy shoulders. I know your crime, Cypher. Taking a new home will not make up for what you lost, what you did to the countless souls of Euclidia. Cypher stops in his tracks. You choose your words wisely, very carefully. Cypher's henchmen murmur against each other. Confused, they seem to have heard conflicting stories about Bill's past. You said you liberated the people of your dimension. liberated them up from their bodies. Don't listen to him. He's a baby. He doesn't even know how to say spaghetti. I do too. Say it. Paschetti. To the time agents. You're really gonna follow this guy? Shaking his head in disdain. What would your parents say if they could see what you've become? What would scare? Enough talk. Ready to be knocked into your literal ice age? I do not wish to fight you, Cipher. Time slowly removes his gauntlets. But a baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do. Cipher and Time Baby lunge at each other. It was hard to see the exact nature of the time fight, but there were a lot of clocks, portals, and paradoxes involved. At one point, someone used nunchucks made out of 2 Abe Lincolns, and there was a moment where they both clipped the reality, jostled the card carrier in Dennis's backpack. But ultimately, Cipher's henchmen dealt Time Baby a devastating blow. We Time Agents were leaderless, forced to regroup back in 20,712. But we know this wasn't over. No. It was only a matter of time and transmission. And then right here we have Just Blend In. Then we have one that I discovered, Love You Bro. Which has this. This, I believe, we just figured out, said something in, like, just this morning we figured it out. Says, oof, it's not here anymore. Can't remember. I can't find it. But it just says something. It's something from Stan to Grunkle. From Ford to Stan. I'll post the. We have everything in our Discord. Please follow that if you are looking for any of the other clues that I just didn't have here at this time. I will have them in the actual Discord decoding area, code decoding. So, with that, let's continue. Let's see, where were we at? I'm Still on Your Mind is the next one.
No, you're killing me. That's true.
Right there, you will also see that there are some other, like, graphs there. The message does, however, read, "Oh, little Bill MM wore EVELROO until he was 16. We don't know what that is just yet. We've tried putting it into a rarity cipher, pushing it back and forth a couple times, but we couldn't get anything in the middle of that, what Blood said. The rest of it says his shoes were fascist, but we really think he just couldn't figure out how to tie them. Oh, that makes more sense. Little Bill wore Velcro until he was 16. He said they were fascist, shoelaces were fascist, but we really think he couldn't just figure out how to tie them. So that's what that says. The next one that we have here is One-Eyed King. Oh, shit.
You want to pledge your soul to Bill Cipher. You want to pledge your soul to Bill Cipher. You want to pledge your soul to Bill Cipher. It's starting to work, isn't it? Nice free will you got there.
We deciphered the Morse code on air, but we did not write it down again. So that's on me. We have 7 Eyes next. That is them. That's the Oracle. Pardon me. That's Oracle. Leave him. Escape to dimension blank. It's against the rules, but it's the only reality where you may be safe from him. And then this says 17 degrees west, 4 degrees northeast. Next we have Suck It, Merlin. The bastard triangle cuts the unicorn's hair. Artist unknown. $14.99. And then over here, it says Daymare versus Nightmare, which we did try Daymare, but it didn't pop up with anything, so which is unfortunate. The next one on our list is Scalene, which is another one of, remember, Scalene and Euclidia. Lifeform not found, which we believe Euclid and Scalene are Bill's parents. Hectoring brings up this.
Cipher is real, he's sinful and yellow. He's a triangle fella with mischief in mind. Cipher is real, he'll cause weird Mageddon. So don't be forgetting to leave him behind.
Folks, I attended a church service just last Sunday, and the preacher, who was a little old man with a great big heart, raised his hand aloft to the sky and asked, "Is there anyone here in this congregation, get out your view, stand up, who can testify as to the wickedry of the triangle false idol Bill Cipher? Anyone here, anyone in the audience?" Sure enough, a little old lady, shawl wrapped around her shoulders, pearl necklace jingling off her withered neck, raised her hand and she commenced to speak. She said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I was once a law-abiding citizen like you. I sold cigarettes down at the trade station to the sailors coming to and fro across this great land. But one day, I was lying in bed, and sure enough, there he was, Bill Cipher himself. He said, 'Doris,' my name was Dolores, but I did not correct him, so impressed was I. 'Doris,' said he, 'I'll get you a husband. Nay, I'll get you gold, silver, silks, and spices, if you'll follow me.' And I'm not too happy to admit it, but I fell under his demonic spell. I began to drink fruit beer and listen to the jazz music. I'd dance late at night and steal teeth out of the mouths of animals, and the next thing you know, my whole body was covered in triangular tattoos. If you don't mind, I hope you're not too bashful. I'd like to show you." She took off her blouse, exposing herself for the good Lord and all of us to see. Sure enough, across her bosom was a demonic triangle, standing defiant against God and man with a pink t-shirt that said, "I'm a little different. Get used to it." And she fell to her knees and wept.
Cipher is real, he's sinful and yellow. He's a triangle fella with mischief in mind. Cipher is real, he'll cause weird Mageddon.
Come on, folks!
So don't be forgetting to leave him behind.
Pass the collection plate. I'm here every day, every Sunday.
Alrighty. Next one we have is Dippy Fresh, which brings up that, which I have no idea what that is. So we have Fiddleford. Also, fun fact, I pulled that up and I was briefly banned from Reddit. for pulling up that image. I have no idea why. But fun fact. It was weird. Fiddleford comes up with another Cotton Eye Joe. Toby Determined is a restraining order. Abuleta is best vacuums for walls and ceilings. Then we have Ba with 4 A's. Tired of trotting aimlessly, munching on whatever near your mouth, whatever's near your mouth, sleeping on whatever's under your haunches, staring slack-jawed, glass-eyed into the void with no purchase, until the hungry grave swallows you whole? Bleat no longer. Your shepherd has arrived. Let's rise from the graves. Let's walk in our sleep. What good is a shepherd without any sheep? We'll start at the end until we begin. There's room in my throne. It's time to fit in. I have not deciphered this, which is embarrassing. But it is in our decoding chat, so feel free to look there. Link in the description. Next one we have is history. If the triangles made a god, they would give him 3 sides. Baron D. Montague. We type in Baby Bill. Congrats! Guess what's growing inside you right now? See you in 9 months, Papa! Then we have Hey Nerd, which comes for an infomercial. If you type this, it charges you $9.99. Screw a bill. But yeah, so there's that. Divorce is the next one that we have on our list. I didn't see you could download this. But it's Osadi's logo. So you got that. Then our next one on the list is Booberry. The meaning of life. You know deep down that you should be the one running the world. You've known it all along. But naysayers and doubters have been holding you back from your obvious destiny. Well, no longer. Write out your goals. Picture them. Burn them into your brain flesh. Are you picking up on what I'm putting down here, Jack? Manifesting is just a narcissist projecting personal significance on an indifferent universe, throwing darts with a blindfold and pretending every bullseye was guided by fate's hand. But the truth is that the more darts you throw, the more likely you are to hit. And people on their deathbeds regret darts unthrown more than darts that took someone else's eye out. Infinite treasures await the one bold enough to hurl themselves face first at whatever they want. You're going to die, and you're going to die anyway. So what the hell are you waiting for? Do it right. Do it right now. Do the thing, whatever matters to you. Do it. Send that text. Demand that job. Rob that bank. Who cares? Odds of achieving success go up with every attempt, no matter how misguided, and odds drop to zero guarantee with inactions. Cynicism is the refugee of the coward. It is an armor worn by the weak. Glue knives to your chest. Glue knives to your body and run towards the buffet. Do you hear me? The party is almost over. The clock is ticking. You're gonna die anyway. So die a legend. Become legends. Because legends are stories, and stories never die. Become like me, or become nothing at all. Rage, rage, rage. Scream now or be forever silent. Go down swinging. Defy entropy until your head falls off. Be something before you're nothing. And there's a chance you just might become everything. Bend your reality towards your sick desires through sheer force of maniacal stubborn will. Or you can wait around and for life to tell you all meaning. Or you can wait around for life to tell you its meaning. Spoiler alert, you'll die waiting. Scary. Next one that we type in is question. If we type in question, it comes up with answer. If we type in answer, it comes up with question. Lies is the one after that. The board game of lies. Lie to your family. Lie to your friends. Lie to yourself. We can see the board, can you? Ages 9.2 to 67. Age limits are legally enforced and are threatened of lawsuit. The square root of -1 to 5 players. Byton Bradley Corporation, Gravity Falls, Oregon, 0012. Made in the USA, or is it? In ancient time, truth was whatever most recently came out of the king or priest's mouth. If you'd disagreed, your neck had a date with the guillotine. Did you know your head stays conscious 3 seconds after decapitation? Fun game. Try to lick the basket. Then a new type of person was invented. The nerd. They invented a new kind of method. Scientific. As annoying as the nerds were, their methods got results. Flamethrowers, roller coasters, space travel, saturated fats were all created by the overdeveloped frontal lobes of these social challenge dweebs. For a while, it seemed like the nerds on Earth had won the right to decide what the truth was, but that didn't last too long. Non-nerds started getting sick of hearing unflattering truths. They longed for the way of to shove truth back in the locker and take its lunch money, and they figured out a way to do it. The solution? The free market. Turns out human beings don't really care what's true or not. They care about what makes them feel good, and they'll take a lollipop over a depressing essay about global warming any day. Now, truth is just another part of the supply and demand chain market. Whatever truth you want, you can find someone who will sell it to you. Neither king nor nerds can tell you what reality is. You can climb inside your own reality and die in there with a smile on your face, like a rat happily drowning in high fructose corn syrup. Everyone thought I was a psychopath for trapping Mabel in a reality bubble, but you geniuses have created reality bubbles for yourselves, which is frankly great, because your inability to share any kind of consensus on reality makes you easier to conquer and only brings the downfall of your entire civilization closer. Since truth is up for grabs, the world belongs to whoever can master the art of reality bending, also known as lying. Take it from someone who's been around the block, kid. Lie until what you want to be true becomes true. Lie until you can remember what a lie and what isn't. Lie until you aren't lying anymore. The next one that we have is love. Love. Which brings up this again, which is great. Next one we have is CRAZ, which brings up Gem and the Holograms theme song, which I'm not going to play because of copyright. Next one after that is in fact Ciphertology, which I still say is the beginning of the thing, not the loop. I don't think it's actually a loop. I think we're just missing something. The one after that is Virus. which brings up the Black Plague PDF, much like the Great Gatsby one that we had. It's 19 pages long, and it's an actual scientific journal about it from 2004, which is kind of funny. The next one we have is Kings of New Jersey. Oh, the code, by the way. I did go back and decipher it while we were doing things here. I did pause. That on the back of the postcard, or the card that with Stan and the unicorn, it brought up something about the codex. If you're learning to read codexes, look no further than the Kings of New Jersey. It brings up Kings of New Jersey, and it brings out the code for the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of the actual code itself. So, you know, pretty cool. But we already have the code online, so. You bring up conspiracies as our next one.
Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it. You go to the website. There's a countdown, right? But it's counting backwards, right? The whole thing's backwards. Okay, backwards countdown. So what's that supposed to mean? And then so you click Soos, and he has these messages, just a few messages. That's it. Goes nowhere. There should be more, right? I mean, I typed in TJ Eckelberg. I read through the entire PDF of The Great Gatsby for some reason. The trail runs cold, so I'm thinking, okay, it's Morse code, right? So there's Morse code in the sparks, but the sparks don't say anything. So I'm losing my mind here. I'm losing my freaking mind. What does it mean? What does it mean?
That was us just like a few days ago. Next we have is Owl Trowel, which somebody says was something. Which is this, which we also think might be what killed Silas, but we don't know yet. Have you found that the land across fertile, once fertile and with barley, is now plagued with owls? Behold, Ra hath created a miracle. He says unto thee, take now the finest tool, crafted in the realm of Anubis, exalted over all other farm equipment, to remove the small pyramids of owls that are block your chariot. Ra decrees that it shall be called the trowel of the owl, first of its name, that is the value may lasteth forever, as do all great bargains. The great merchant Rabbi Renza Baba Teth. So we haven't tried that one, which I'm gonna do right now. So it comes up with nothing, unfortunately, but that's okay. The next one that we have on our list is destruction in many is a form of creation, which brings up a lot of stuff. I'll just go over a second to show you here. There's a hole in space. Apparently, when Time Baby was destroyed, the timeline was fractured, so you know it doesn't loop anymore. There's a bunch of 1s and 0s down here, but I don't know if that says anything yet, and I'm not gonna be the one to decipher, unfortunately. But also, if we open the image in a new page, we do. Is this not the one that we said? Nope. I apologize. This isn't the one that if we open a new page, it says something. I know there's an image that we can open in a new page and it says something. I thought it was this one, but I'm mistaken. All right. The next one we have is Fortramine, which is the nudist, which is the 8th color in the rainbow. Over here. But yeah, it was rejected by Nullist. So. Rubber Hose is the next one. Is the next one that we have here. It's a Small World after all references, but it's reversed. I'm not gonna play all of it because it's just a loop forever. This is the decipher for when the other people went. The Henchmaniacs. The Oracle helped the Henchmaniacs escape Bill. They're still at large. There's a lot here that I just can't read because it's all covered up. But that's basically what it's saying. Looting the pyramid. Packing their bags in a bullet-riddled van with a psychedelic 8-ball airbrush on the side. Where'd they go? Later on, we'll find if we type in, I believe, this. Oh nope, this is the how to be immortal thing. All right. This is Unreality one. This one goes. Here's the big picture, Slick. You're a rapidly dissolving pile of skin and plasma, but your insides, that rotting meat cage, is an electric spark of glinting potential. You could be everything. You're you've ever dreamed, and dreaming is where it starts. You could be everything you've dreamed, and dreaming is where it starts. Dreams aren't just random static between the thoughts and memories. They're glimpses of possible realities. They're a drift from your perfect realm of ideas to the flawed realm of the physical. Will you accept the gift and make it manifest, or will you miss your brief shot at immortality? How to become immortal now? There are lots of ways to cheat death. Uploading your consciousness into a robot, swapping brains with a car, putting your soul into a snowman, blah, blah, blah. But to become truly immortal, you have to transfer the most precious thing you have, your identity, out of your body and into the realm of ideas. In short, you have to create a story about yourself that so compelling that it carried virally in the minds of humanity forever, replicating your essence infinitely throughout the generations. Infinitely throughout the generations. While your flesh is temporary, your legend can carry on forever. Genetic duplication is a dying man's game, conjugative on the shelf life of meat. But mimetic chrono travel is playing the long odds. Reality is divided into only two properties: physical atoms and stories. Stories are just as real as physical reality, but they exist in a separate realm. This is why your mind is so important. It's your one link to this world. The physical world creates and shares stories, but the story world controls the motives and thoughts of the physical world. In this way, the two create each other. Reality creates fiction, which in turns create reality. In the same way that our genes propagate themselves via the medium of physical meat, your identity can propagate and outlive your fur body in the mindscape. You can join me, but first you need to wake up from the dream of reality into the truth of fiction. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's Unreality. Riddle is another one. Would you like to play a game? Shave your grandma. The human life cycle. New humans start. Bill facts. As this image shows, at one point in history, the human body had 4 arms and 4 legs, scrambling around on its haunches like crabs, howling in as it went. Oh, how it howled. Did you know a group of 7 humans or more is called a problem? A human egg? Every now and then a large white egg comes out of a human. This means something terribly wrong has happened. Something terribly, terribly wrong. It's funny. This I don't believe has anything to do with anything other than one specific part. Right way to live, which we discovered wasn't actually anything. I forgot about that. Paper is book skin, which downloads a thing which says make your own book, make your own skin book. Detective is another one that we had. Detective stars in Love Quality coming to Oi in a Cognitive channel, isn't it? This fall. The next one we have is Morality. Ooh. Fun game. You can find morality in. Can you find morality in the natural world? Of course not. The universe is too busy creating new types of crabs and bacteria to make a naughty list. If it's smaller than you, eat it. And then we have even his lies are lies. By the way, that is what this is pointing to. That being said, as we played our first game of chess, I read Sixer's thoughts. Rook to b12. No. He'll expect that. He'll expect any of my gambits, unless I do something completely utterly random. That'll throw him, unless he's counting on random. What's the opposite of random? Predictable. He'll never predict that. It never once occurred to him that my real strategy was letting him win, because winning made him feel special, and good God did he want to feel special. A quick perusal of his memories showed that Sixer's entire sense of self-worth was tied up in his self-image as a lone genius, causing him to ride an endless seesaw between dizzying ego and plummeting insecurity. The truth was, he was half a genius. The other half seemed to be frozen at the age of 18. Still a child, totally dependent on outside praise. Terrible at understanding and relating to others, a perfect pawn. So Ford was nothing but a tool to you. You say it like it's a bad thing. Tools are useful. They try putting a nail in a board with your forehead and tell me how you feel about hammers after that. So you never cared about Ford? I never said that. Everyone likes having a pet human, as long as they remember to sit, stay, and roll over control of his entire life. If you ever find a henchman, you'll need to do the same. Oh, but you're too mindful for things like henchmen, aren't you? Let's talk about your parents. Session concluded. Some more that were discovered after the stream actually are these, which are a lot. Most of them, I will say that you guys found so many of them. Like I cannot describe how many you guys actually found. It's staggering. Let's see. Herman Appaletta, how did he beat me? I believe this was made by K or Plex. I can't remember who. But there were some afterwards. Good Night, Sally. One. Keep on possessing. I would wear this shirt. As well, there are a few more. Give me one moment. Another one that we found is well being. Patient name: Bill Cipher. Greatest love himself. Greatest fear himself. Then I believe we can spam that. Oh, yep. Shit. Sorry. Patient odd phobias. 3D glasses. Convenient blinds. TV static. Art therapy notes. He'll draw are red and blue triangles. All he draws are red and blue triangles. Because he can see, he wants to see in 3D. He wants other people around him. Another one that we have here is this. The screaming tube will scream for weeks. Tube has constant screams. Never disappoint. So where screams are concerned, where do the scream come from? Why are they so blood curdling? Are they the screams of a man or the screams of a beast? You and your party will never think to answer such questions, as all thoughts will be drowned out by wailing, agonizing screams this quality machine never ceases to produce. With one crank, violent shrieks will begin to emanate from within the bowels of the tube, and the harder the crank, the more violent the screams become. Occasionally prepared with a "Please God, help me die. Why was I made to suffer so?" Peppered amongst the whales, for a variety and good measure. You might think that stopping the crank will end the screams, but nothing short of an act of God can make this tube cease. Even the Lord himself may be powerless in the face of the amazing device. Want to give it a whirl? Simply send 1 billion trawlers to the cursed home of the damnable scream tube, 333 Wretched Drive, Sorrow, Kansas, and marvelous device will be yours forever. But don't take my word for it. We'll let the screaming tube speak for itself. I'm not screaming. None shall quell the screams from hell. I do like the screaming tube. Another one we have is Kook. Oh, pardon me. The other one we have here is Tourist Trap. Discover the Caves of Mystery, Gravity Falls, Oregon. Ancient legends. Wow, we found bones too. Are you ready to delve into adventure? Is your wallet weighing you down as you travel the interstate? Does your heart yearn for adventure? Come on down to the only certified purveyor of mystery in Oregon. We have it all. There are symbols on the walls, weird bats. The rocks is screaming. Free parking. Boosting modern art attraction, and a top of the line gift shop. The Cave of Mysteries will leave no traveler disappointed. I'm so sorry. Don't forget to bring the kids. Adventure knows. See. Cave of Mysteries. Disclaimer: liability for any incidents or consequence shall damage by person entering the attraction by the premises. Guests accept all risk associated with. I think it's just. Yeah, no, that's just a regular disclaimer. Huh. Well, that's fun. The next one we can do is Forget the Past. I haven't actually typed this in for a while because I don't actually know what this code is. But recently it was also discovered if you click on it, this sound plays. I have no idea what the sound actually is, but I also don't know what the thing is. So we're going to go ahead and get the best image of it we can. I'm gonna put it in the decode text. Alrighty. And the last one was Fuck Alex. This one actually I really like. It's Get Help Therapy. So, yeah. Next one we have is FBI, NSA, and CIA all give you your webcam is on. We are watching. The next one we have is Titans. Pardon me. Blood. Hoot hoot. Password, please. Hoot hoot. I can't do that voice for it at all. Anyway. But yeah. As of right now, I believe that's all that we have available to our disposal. If anybody has any more, please leave them in the comments below. We really appreciate it. As well, you know, I would like to say thank you everyone to all the people that came to my stream that helped me figure out some stuff. Our lovely mods, Kay and Plex, for their countless devotion towards everything. Oh, I did miss one. Zyler brings up the other YouTube video as well for Gem. But yeah, everyone, it was a lot of fun doing this. There is certainly a mystery going on. We just need to figure out what it is. I didn't do this one. B-I-L-L. Yes? Fun. Ouija. Planchette and the Ouija. Does that come up with anything? No. But, you know, all of you, you're great. I appreciate everything you guys have done so far, and I cannot wait to get more information about this so we can actually just keep going. I'm going to put in a PDF of a Google Doc where we actually have over 170 of them. We have 170 different things in here. So, you know, hey, everyone, thank you again for coming. Oh, there's one here. You're insane. Sure I am. What's your point? Yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much. And as a final one that I've been saving for the very end. Goodbye, everyone.